Então, vou deixar...
Tá colando agora no chat, porque a transmissão já foi ao ar, está ao vivo e todo mundo chegando aqui, mandando suas torcidas. Torcida pra INF e pra 7 está em peso aqui, viu?
Galera chegando em peso, né?
Já chegaram mandando todos os seus coraçõezinhos roxos, coraçõezinhos laranja e preto. Então, se você tá aqui acompanhando, já deixa aqui a sua torcida. Não esqueça de compartilhar a live. Poste lá a sua torcida. Olha, tô aqui torcendo pra 7, tô aqui torcendo pra INF. Vamos que vamos trazer essa energia positiva, né, não, Lorde?
É isso aí, principalmente torcendo pelos nossos BRs aí, rumo ao Mundial, nesse treino focado aí na PMGC e as demais equipes. Então, galerinha que tá com a gente no chat, já compartilha lá, convida geral, né? A gente tá nessa tarde, lembrando que é uma transmissão simultânea, então a gente tem tanto ela em inglês quanto em espanhol e a gente aqui em português também. Começamos aí a partir do meio-dia, iremos acompanhar essas 5 quedas. Então, passaremos essa
parece que não sabe
né,
que tem o
pode
player
fazer com as
ali,
equipes.
pra
Aí
quem
você já vai
sabe,
ver que já
os
estamos na
eliminações da
segunda
equipe.
queda. Nós tivemos um pequeno probleminha aí com a transmissão. Daqui a pouquinho nós iremos já acompanhar ali as equipes. Já tem bala já acontecendo. Se eu não me engano, eu vi a equipe da INCO já aparecendo por ali. Então, compartilha com a turma aí para a gente poder acompanhar essa transmissão. E você vem chegando, baixa o aplicativo também da Meta Google, que é aí o nosso apoiador da 8R Star Cup. Vamos, que vai acontecer bastante coisa e a gente quer ver as equipes dando muita bala aí, Júlia.
Com certeza. Então a gente teve esse probleminha agora no início, mas ainda assim já estamos voltando. E inclusive, né, quero ver principalmente as Sunrocks, porque as Sunrocks pegam bastante fogo. E olha, no dia de ontem, para você que não acompanhou, tem todas as informações lá no Instagram da 8VA Esportes, que é a organização que está promovendo esse evento da 8R. Sempre tem esses... Ano passado tivemos um campeonato nesse nível mundial também, que foi incrível de acompanhar. Tivemos muitas equipes jogando. E no ano passado, quem levou essa vitória foi a Alpha 7. A Alpha 7 foi campeã no ano passado, com a line que tinha o Mythic, o Mafioso, o Sueguin, o Carrilho e o Revo. E eles foram gigantes, realmente. Inclusive, a gente vai ver se eles vão trazer aí esse campeonato de novo ou não, se vai dar espaço para outras equipes. E a gente tem aqui também, se eu não me engano, acho que a própria... achei. O MVP foi o Mythic, que na época estava jogando pela Alpha 7. Vamos falar aqui também dos nossos MVPs, porque tem a disputa também pelo melhor player da competição. E no dia de ontem, né, tivemos o destaque que foi o Goku Bot, da Seventh Element. Então, a equipe brasileira, o Mythic ainda não brilhou porque não jogou ontem. Vamos ver como que
para essas quedas, né? Aquilo que a gente estava falando no intervalo, conversando muito aqui, bem, né, Júlia? A questão desse formato que jamais do que calejado que nós já conhecemos, outras equipes é que tem que trabalhar as duas vertentes, tanto que figurinha quanto o bom posicionamento, né? Que é o que nós iremos ver. Então esse é o formato seguindo fazendo. Você falou muito interessante para que nós aqui possamos ver as equipes que estarão em disputa com as equipes brasileiras. Conhecemos e ainda teremos mais 2 dias para a gente poder acompanhar Alpha 7, INTENCE, tem player da
mas
queremos ver as outras equipes também, já não tem capa, vem fazendo ali o avanço, vem luteando, tentando melhorar aí, Tati Thompson. Magrelinho já vai fazendo ali, já o Ivi, quem sabe ele dá aquele aquele esqueirada. Mas na verdade esse aí a gente tá vendo um highlightzinho de ontem, é aquilo que eu falei no intervalo lá, de fato aconteceu, o gol ele umas 3 vezes, pra conseguir fazer essa trocação ele tava aí dentro da casa junto com a equipe da INTENCE, fazer esse momento pra quem sabe da equipe da organizações da equipe da REINCE, aí você vai vendo movimentações, ele vai puxando a ação do jogo também, sai puxando do outro lado, o Raymond vem se afastando, eu acredito que o Beck ainda não saiu do carro ali, cara, porque o Atão que tá na parte do high ground, eles estão procurando dentro ali daquele intervalo, mas não dentro do carro, a equipe da A1B, a equipe da REINCE Sports, eles ficaram mais ou menos uns 25 segundos procurando o Beck. Teve play que rodou um muro, então dentro da casa e ele só filmando a distância.
Mas olha só isso, a gente tá vendo mais uma vez no endgame. Tanto o Savage Element quanto a Genesis e o jogador solo dando muito trabalho pra A1.
Com certeza iria ser recebido. A gente vai acompanhar por aqui. Esse foi o momento que a equipe da Genesis também a trocação ali. Ainda com o jogador de boy fazendo passou DBS. Muito estrago ali com a DBS. Trabalho pra equipe da A1. Naquela trocação, enquanto você vai vendo o Splash entregando.
Pelo Rio, vão provavelmente seguir nesse caminho ali, porque tem uma live negativa para os jogadores que estão em cima do morro. Mas olha só isso, a gente tá vendo mais uma vez no endgame. Tanto o Savage Element quanto a Genesis e o jogador...
Ele que tem na conta, tem um total de 5. Divina ele fazendo 6. Bone pra cima. Agora é 4x1. Aí o One ainda tem um player de pé, trabalhando ali atrás do muro, vem encostando o time de 4 ali próximo dele. E aí, pô, tentando pegar, vai tomar a bala ali das costas. Consegue deitar ali, gol do Bolt, vai marcando ele. Sim. Aí você vai vendo a equipe da 7 Elements, ele que tem na conta aí um total de 5. Divina ele fazendo, várias equipes vão fazer esse posicionamento, mas não deixam de buscar o confronto, né?
Mas se você erra
exatamente, tanto é que a gente tem 8 equipes vivas aí nessa quarta sexta, tá até um pouquinho mais devagar do que a primeira Miramar, eu diria.
Dá muito trabalho, né? A gente vai ver aqui da Brute Force também, esses são os melhores momentos da partida de ontem.
Da Brute Force tentando sobreviver, tomou um molotov que não teve como, pegou até na varandinha ali,
e nesse momento a equipe da 7 Elements eliminando a Brute Force. Várias equipes vão fazer esse posicionamento, mas não deixam de buscar o confronto, né? Que ontem eu e a Caia nós acompanhamos. Pra você ver, né, o trabalho das equipes, a gente acompanha que elas vêm hoje do mesmo jeito de ontem e jogando melhor, que é o que pra gente estava falando ali, trabalhando o banco ele ser melhor essas equipes de pé. FALCONS, Genesis Esportes, né? 7 Elements tá indo pra cima dele, aí você acompanha a movimentação. Federal nocauteado, tem o Liu Boy mais abaixo, o vem chegando ali à frente, vamos ver se aproveita agora o Liu Boy, GS nada de HP, ele já vem tomando das costas. Esportes, que é algo que a Caio falou ontem, ali de DBS, que é a equipe da NB de outra região, juntou com a A1, servindo o Kaiowski, pela outra parte ali, trabalhando o punch ali pra cima da NB, e a parte eles vão mudar o posicionamento pra gente poder ver melhor. Sim, e é todo ali agora, né, cara? Nesse momento que a gente vai acompanhando, é a terceira semifusão, as equipes vão fazer esse posicionamento, mas não deixam de buscar o confronto, né?
Equipes que não estavam jogando.
Exatamente, tanto é que a gente tem 8 equipes vivas aí nessa quarta sexta, tá até um pouquinho mais devagar do que a primeira Miramar, eu diria, que ainda tem 26 vivos, mas de qualquer forma, muitas equipes salvadas. Agora o último jogador vivo da equipe da Brute Force tentando sobreviver, tomou um molotov que não teve como.
Ele vai mudar o posicionamento. E parece que não sabe que tem o player do Beck ali dentro do carro.
A tabela tá lá no site.
Ele tá esperando o momento certo de agir e pegou o veículo e puxou, só que agora ele acabou se expondo espotando pro jogador da Falcons também, que sabe que tem gente dentro do veículo, né, provavelmente. Mas ainda assim ele não dá muita atenção por enquanto, vai focando nos jogadores da equipe da REINCE, porque eles estão mais próximos, estão numa trocação ativa ali, 2v4.
A gente vai acompanhar a equipe da REINCE indo pra cima, eles estão aí já fazendo... E parece que não sabe que tem o player do back ali dentro do carro.
Ele tá esperando o momento certo de agir e pegou o veículo e puxou, só que agora ele acabou se espantando pro jogador da Falcons também, que sabe que tem gente dentro do veículo, né, provavelmente. Mas ainda assim ele não dá muita atenção por enquanto, vai focando nos jogadores da equipe da REINCE, porque eles estão mais próximos, estão numa trocação ativa ali, 2v4.
A gente vai acompanhar a equipe da REINCE indo pra cima, eles estão aí já fazendo... E parece que não sabe que tem o player do back ali dentro do carro.
Ele tá esperando o momento certo de agir e pegou o veículo e puxou, só que agora ele acabou se espantando pro jogador.
We're already starting to see quite a number of teams to be lost. Zondo's going to be a little bit in that center position, so it's not been too bad. Obviously, it's a bit of a shift coming in through. The Gladiators, on the other hand, though, not looking to be in a very good position as they're down to just the one there in Tixi. It's a bit of a hot job that they were not expecting. Does happen. Anyway, we've got A1. A1 Esports, also one of those teams in Camp Charlie, looking to hold on the fort. It also looks like INTENCE game are also finding their way to the top of the Camp Alpha Hills. As I said, there's quite a lot of skirmishes that is going on. And to be honest, I'm really not surprised. These are teams from all across the different regions. The hot drops are definitely going to crash. It's not something that we're shy of seeing. It's interesting to see an iPad 2 here. You got the PMGC slots all the way from North America, getting themselves the most PMGC points. So it's nice to see them here. And, playing Chiffon today, that's not something that I would normally see on the normal ground. But hey, if Chiffon is playing today, I'm taking it. To be honest, it's been quite a while since we saw, Chiffon play this game. But now he's been taken out, I'm kind of sad. But to be honest, Chiffon, I believe in you, not going to lie. Anyway, STE, looking to be out here in Camp Charlie with the side of NIPA. We do see GK first, so this time GK 17. On the top of the stairs, just anticipating peaks coming in through from STE there. Doesn't look like there will be too much trouble, at least not for the time being. We're looking to have completed all the hot drops that we seem to have early on in the game. Can already see Camp Alpha. It's pretty much just INTENCE game left over there. And IPA looking to get started though. Getting a couple of... actually, do get eliminated or getting knocked out there as GK1701 does fall. It does look like FSS looking to push it from the side. Pre-fires coming in through with the DBS and a couple of damage has been found. Forcing that heal there as Wisdom falls back. And that is such a nice play coming through from Wisdom there, You pretty much got the damage done, falling back a little bit. As you can see, Hyper looking so much for that first. But Raw trying to hold down his fort, but FSS from the side getting that knock, and the revive will be able to come up onto GK1701. Talk about the defense coming through from the side here of Hyper. INTENCE game, as we did see earlier, completed their fight up there. Influence Rage were the only team that landed in boot camp, which is quite interesting. Not something that we see one too often. But out here in Paradise Resorts, we do have the players there from Genesis Esports looking to get started with NB Esports and SPG. I think SPG are the one on the losing end on this one. They do have one player already down. Looking to make that one too, as yet another player does get knocked. But Snow, the man, the myth, looking to get himself at least one elimination or make that one knock. Getting shot out from behind and down he goes. As players there from SPG down to just the one there in Arya, currently outside. Not too much of options left though, but here comes the third party from the side of NB. As they do come in through, FST Boy trying to see if he can hold on the forts. Does get one of the knock there as Fist Boy does find himself with one sexy knock. West Carry, the last player left for the team. The pre-fires are good, but the shotgun to the face would be sending the players there from Genesis Esports back home. And here in Paradise, it will be the players there from NBE Sports to reign supreme as they get themselves 4 eliminations to get started. You see quite a third party though. There's a lot of noise that have been made there in Paradise. So there's a lot of people that are looking to come through from outside to get themselves a little bit more of that elimination, as we see CFM looking outside trying to... Whoa! SPG also goes out. I really do not know how that player was spotted, but he was spotted. And that's what I was talking about the zone. We're pretty much down to 9 teams, and this is just the first zone. And this is what happens when there's a little bit of a hot drop going on, you know. There's a hot drop everywhere, everyone is dropping on everyone. You know, it gets very hard to stay alive type of thing. So this is going to be a very slow Sandhawk game. Maybe not the high-octane Sandhawk game that we would normally see. And to be honest, unless you've got a vehicle in this game, it's going to feel pretty lonely, you know. That's what they say, it's lonely at the top. But yeah, it's going to start to feel a little bit lonely when you're up there on top. So that's where, you know, all these teams will have to practice resilience, you know, resisting the urge to move too much. Because really, we all know that whenever that zone is this big and there's this much space, it becomes very hard to stay somewhere because you start to feel the need to move. Not being in any action, just want to make sure you're shooting or try to be informed. But anyway, speaking of being informed, we do see the side of CFM. They're pushing up onto NBE Sports out there in Paradise. So already looking like a fight that's going started. And to be honest, another fight we really cannot afford another fight right now. I'm trying to see how many teams go out before this first zone closes. As the first zone really is about to close though. But you know, we're already in zone 1 and we've already lost half the teams in the lobby. You know, that's well, almost half the teams in the lobby. Started off with 16 and now we're down to just 9. And then we're losing more teams still, as we still see that fight in Paradise still happening there. But anyway, that zone does move up again. Closes up quite nicely though, centers up all towards that eastern side. Looking to just chilling out there. It's going to be favoring a little bit of Paradise Resort, so that's good. The other hand though, there is quite a number of fights that is going on everywhere. And really, there's 9 teams left, and looking at the way the zone is and the placement of all the teams, it does look like, you know, they will be able to take that fight and, you know, continue. Or actually finish the game early. I feel like this is one game that might actually end before we even see it start, you know? Yeah, we're just anticipating the pushes that will be coming through. But as I said, the zone does look to be quite small or getting smaller, and all the teams really seem to be clustered up around that center of the circle. So you can just tell that it's like a whole fight galore. And really, given that it's 8 teams right now, it's going to be very, very hard, or not actually very. It's going to be a game that will probably finish very quickly. You know, everyone is heading towards that center circle, looking to you know, get into those engagements early on, not wasting too much time, which is to be honest, not bad for me. At least I know I don't have to wait for like 3 zones without any action before I start to see motion coming through from the team. So you know. We look forward to that. I did see 16 teams in the lobby, but I didn't see the side there of NIGMA Galaxy, and I know they're one of the teams that that were supposed to be in this lobby. Maybe I might have missed them though, but I saw we started with 16 teams, so it means every team is currently present here. Unless I'm actually mixing up my numbers. Oh, there's supposed to be 18 teams, but we only saw 16 come into the lobby. Now that makes a lot of sense now. That makes a lot of sense. We're missing at least 2 teams, and I think it is the players there from RUKH and also NIGMA Galaxy are the teams that we're missing so far. We're down to just 8 teams still. We're waiting. There's still quite, like, everyone is quite close to each other. We can already see the players there from RUKH Esports taking a couple shots and jabs. Then Falcons also looking to find a way into the zone. And one thing that I'm enjoying so far like that I'm seeing that I'm enjoying is the fact that the teams here aren't really using that vehicle meta here in Sandhawk. To be honest, the vehicle meta in Sandhawk has always been causing you know, a lot of ups and downs. Doesn't really work well for most of the teams. And I like the fact that the teams have just decided to take it slowly and this time just rotate into the circle the old-fashioned way. Just try to walk it through, not doing too much, because you know every time that we've seen the vehicles being used in Sandhawk, man, it usually leads to the downfall of plenty teams, right? So it's very, very crazy. But yeah, the shot's already coming in through with Poncher, though, finding that beautiful spray onto the players there from A1. And this is where it starts to become very, very troublesome, because the Falcons there, they've been watching, they've been waiting for this rotate coming through from the side of A1. And 2 players already down for the players there, or for the team there. For Poncher, though, almost getting traded off there. But the RUKH will be playing a little bit of cover for the time being, as A1 Esports looking for those shots, looking for the damage, though. But Falcons, they've got a little bit of a spread going on. We await the push, but that is going to be the trade coming in through. Sketch is the one to find one. Looking to get that flank angle and the thirst to follow suit as the elimination count does increase to 5. And the picks coming in through from the rest of the Falcon players. Sketch looking for the pre-fires, but will get downed. And here comes the Hitman with the DBS in hand, looking to see if they can find that CQC. From the side, the pre-fires are coming in through. The quick picks are still trying to hold on to the ends. Here comes the jump shots, finds the knock, and Hitman gonna fall back a little bit. 5 eliminations as the rest of the Falcons now start to form up on the fight. A1 Esports, they need to supply as much information as possible. Hitman getting that HP back up though. I'm looking to hold on to the fort there, but Teak out there grabbing that revive. The grenade is good. Up onto Axer and P6. I'm not going to be coming in through, at least not just yet, as Hitman doesn't have that much of a high ground advantage. Now in a 1v3 situation, if they find out that he's behind the rock, we do know how well those nades connect in this lobby. Now Hitman though, getting rounded by the side there of Falcons, and that'll be a GG well played. Falcons increase that elimination count up to 9. It's quite interesting to see. They were responsible for taking out quite the number of teams, and right now they're even doing it even more. They will be able to continue the rest of the game as a 3-man squad. Sadly, they're going to lose Poncher in the mix. But the zone getting ever so small. We see Intense Game holding a very long split on that northwestern edge. Hyper on that southeastern edge, looking to find a way into the zone, with Falcons also heading in from the south. Set amount of time before they meet up, but out here on the southern edge of Paradise, we've got Influence Kevin going up against the side there of CMF though, looking to hold on the fort as they start to spray. CMFG, the Flash, looking for that knock as he's got that nade being prepped. Kayowski in a little bit of trouble as the jump shot does come through. The nade to get the confirm. I talk about a play, but from behind is going to be that Intense Game looking for a little bit of a third-party action. One player does get thirsted for CMFG, and that is not good news for them, as Diego able to thread those shots through. 5 eliminations to them, and that's when it does move up towards the north again, almost looking like a Paradise finish here. We're down to 7 teams. Alpha 7 looking to pull in behind the players there from RUKH Esports. Alpha 7 currently chilling in the vehicles. Senab looking to go for that scooter, maybe not the best of options there, but here comes Eugene to spot out one of the players there. It's Carillo to fall first, and here comes the shots from the side, but Eugene falls. We're down to just the one there for RUKH Esports. Is going to be Pusher. Down to a slither of HP, getting pushed from the side, finds the DBS shots, and that is going to be Alpha 7 going out as RUKH Esports emerge victorious on that one. Down to 6 teams now. Paradise, that seems to be where everyone wants to go. That is their happening place. That is where it all happens. An Influence Rage, down to just the one player to hold down the fort. Only 1 elimination so far. But anyway, we're waiting. And this is what we really don't want, you know, to get to that point where we're just chilling. But you can just tell that many of these teams all just sending it towards that center circle as Federal looks for the fine knock. Does find the knock, but Puncher and the Falcons will hear from behind or make that AXA. That's going to be a GG well played. We're down to 5 now. 10 eliminations for the side of Falcons. As they start to push up towards the side of RUKH Esports, they're very aware there is a team on the top of this hill. You can just see AXA pushing up little by little. RUKH Esports would be able to grab that revive quickly. And now it is a little bit of trouble on the side, south. CFMG still alive there in the Paradise Resorts, keeping 3 players alive. RUKH Esports down to just the 2. The Falcons up as a 3-man squad, looking to draw closer to the players there from RUKH Esports. Raxa, PC, and Teak just holding up. Have a little bit of a split, right? Maybe not a split, but a little bit of a spread. You know, anticipating that next zone shift, really. Down to 5. We can see Intense Game now trying to deploy all the forces there to Paradise Resorts. And everyone does seem to be moving. It's a Paradise Resort circle. Little bit of a Paradise Resorts ending. There's outskirts being in that zone too. It's Intense Game now. Looking at those numbers, man. 15 teams, those 15 players are actually left alive. And this is stage 5. You know, it's definitely not convenient at all. It gets very tricky. You do not know where to push for the time being, because you really can't tell where the teams would be. But Intense Game, very much aware of the position being held by CFMG there in Paradise. Having their sights fixated on that area. NIGMA also making their way into that eastern front there of Paradise Resorts, finding buildings to hold. But it's the team that are really on the south that have to find a way into the zone, though. Those are the ones in trouble. And we're talking about Falcons and RUKH Esports. Those 2 teams really need to find their way towards the shores of Paradise. And it doesn't look like it's going to be an easy task to do, at least not that easy. Intense Game. Still on the outskirts though, really just watching everything that is going on here. But everyone has to play chase with the zone. 7 eliminations onto the side there of CFMG. You can tell they're holding up as the Falcons and RUKH Esports inevitably get into that skirmish. RUKH Esports now looking to fall also to the side there of NIGMA, who are also doing a little bit of third-party action in this one. We're down to the final 4 as we lose RUKH Esports in all those engagements. And everyone now has to send it into Paradise Resorts. Mad Cat just holding up outside. It's Adrian. It's got a little bit of an off angle there. This is where it starts to get tricky. You cannot stay outside for too long when you know there's teams on the outskirts. Paradise Resorts is a tricky place to play. A lot of angles to be played. You know, you can also get to the top of those roofs, so that doesn't even make things any better or easier. But yeah, we're looking forward to just keep going and see what's up. I do see the support coming up in the chat, so do not play. Love it. Always love when that comes through. Falcons still out there on the south, though, looking to get into the zone. 11 eliminations done already. There are 13 players alive. As I said, it does get tricky from here on out, especially if you're the IGL. Not just even the IGL, you know, the players. Because it's a tough decision to make, you know. Where do you want to go? Do you want to push? You know, especially when there's no vehicles, it becomes even harder to get across the map. And I really hope we only see this trend coming through in the map here of Sandhawk, though, because I can't even imagine how it's going to be in the map of Miramar, where we're losing teams this quickly and that early. The zone will push again, forcing Paradise out of the mix, though. Maybe not fully, though, but half of Paradise is gone. We're starting to see Intense Game now. Push up onto the side of NIGMA. Gonna be friendly neighbors, or maybe not so friendly neighbors. Both teams actually did participate in the America's Championships, though. And a lot of trouble, though, looking to loom out there in Paradise, though, as Koi looking to look for the knock, but the grenade, or make that IGK first. That grenade is just so good. Gets that knock now. We're down to the final 3, 8 eliminations. Side of CFMG definitely heard those shots. Doesn't look like they want a little bit of the action, though, as they continue to anticipate the outskirts there of Paradise. Looking forward to seeing if they can find teams. But I'm pretty sure at this point now, the players know that those numbers are dwindling, though. Falcons staying true to that southern edge, but they lose one player, though, to the knock. Intense game though. They've been doing so much damage in this game. I'd really like to see how well they do with the numbers at the end. CFMG though, they've got in 7 eliminations, which makes me understand why they're being a little quiet right now. Really and truly, there's no reason to be rushing, given that I already got the knock. But that was like intense game though. Have all their eyes on the side there of Falcons P6. Need to rely on that tree for the time being. But you can just tell intense games have such control over the game right now, because they pretty much know where the remaining 2 teams are. They're, you know, up as a full squad. They can easily just, you know, commit 2 players to each of the squads and try to see if they can at least get themselves decent more eliminations up on board. But CFMG though, falling one after the other to the side there of Falcons though. It's going to be a knock and an instant thirst and another knock to follow, as the Falcons now looking for a way into the zone. Tick down. Maybe not the winner chicken dinner just yet. But that action looking to get started now. It's down to the final 2 teams now, as we anticipate. Falcons just holding on to the ends, but Tick swallows the grenade. Down he goes. Axer holding up as the last player left. Up against Cello, looking for the knock. DBS in the hands of Cello is just too good. And that is going to be the first chicken dinner, or make that the second chicken dinner of the day. Going up towards the side there of intense game. Talk about the gameplay coming through from them. They played that one well. 14 eliminations that they were able to accrue in that game, and then finishing up the game with an intense chicken dinner. I'm pretty sure that is one way to go around it. And to be honest, seeing the way all the fights were happening in that game, it will be kind of hard to believe that we're able to get a game with, you know, this much eliminations. You know, intense game getting themselves eliminations up on board. I believe they got 14. You know, even the side of Falcons getting themselves elims. I think they got 11. You know, and then we saw CFMG with 7. We saw N-Hyper with 5. We saw teams actually even holding up to 8 eliminations. So, you know, these are... This was a very interesting game. Seeing that we started with, you know, 16 teams, there are so much early fights that happened. Right now, at the end of the game, they were able to get themselves quite decent elims. So, you know, that is interesting stuff that we really love to see. That is one thing that we really enjoyed. You love to see that one though. It was a quite interesting Sandhawk game. You know, entertainment is one thing that we're always keeping our eye out for, as we're starting to look at some head-to-head from that last game. Just give me one moment while I struggle with seeing what I can see on the screen though. But then it was pretty much high octane play that we saw here in the map of Sandhawk. It was pretty much trouble all the way from the beginning. And well, to be honest, fun is what we came here to have, and really it's just it's actually just such a nice one though. But I really enjoyed my one in this game, and well, there's 3 more games to go for the rest of the day, so you want to make sure that you're keeping your eye out, staying in the chat, sharing that stream. I know it says unlisted, but I guess we're gonna be sending it to a break now. But yeah, I know that we're looking at a little bit of the head-to-head that was going on between Intense Game and Falcons White. So we did see 14 eliminations from the side of Intense, as compared to Falcons White 11. And then we've got 4 assists coming in through from Intense Game, with 7 from the side of Falcons. And really, Intense Game really got the hang of this one. I like the fact that they were able to get themselves control over that northern side of that zone. Anyway, as I said, we're looking at such gameplay from both teams. You know, it was Intense Game on the north and Falcons there on the south. That was just one very good game. The damage numbers, though, coming in through, did say it was a quiet game where we saw a lot of action, though. You know, with CFMG also doing their own work. Saw them in Paradise Resorts taking a whole lot of fights. They pulled in for the third party. It worked out well for them. A1, unfortunately, going out early to the side of Falcons, but we also did see N-Hyper pull up the number of eliminations, got themselves quite decent eliminations right off the bat, straight off of landing, and then they were able to get themselves one extra one. I like the fact that they made it into Paradise Resorts, at least quite early. It was a play that I wasn't really expecting for them, but they actually did go into Paradise Resorts and they were able to hold on to their end. So that was interesting stuff to see. But anyway, how's the damage numbers all across board? The leaderboards, or make that the match rankings though, is what we've got on the screens. As we see all the 16 teams that pulled up to the game. NASR Esports, SPG and Loops not quite fortunate enough to get themselves elims or even any points up on board. But anyway, we do see Falcons White in second, CFMG in third, and IPA in fourth. The players there from A1NB in fifth, RUKH Esports in sixth, NB Esports in seventh, Genesis Esports in eighth with 3 points. And really, it was such a, I can't even call it a top-heavy game, really, because, you know, we pretty much saw so much fights that was going. Every team did seem to be in their own engagement. So it was nice stuff to see. But yeah, talk about a way to play. I believe we have the overall leaderboards next now. As we just looking at how the teams did. This is just the leaderboards of how they did in these previous games. But Intense game, 24 points to put up on board yesterday. Or from yesterday, we saw Intense game out there in 9th position with 16 points. So you can just tell that these guys have stepped up the game for the time being, because, you know, this is more points than they got throughout the entirety of yesterday. And that is just good stuff that we love to see. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. There's going to be 3 more games to go, so do not touch that dial, do not go anywhere. I'll be back with more 8-hour Stars Cup action. I'll see you soon.
gentlemen in the mix.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 8-hour Stars Cup. We just saw Sandhawk be an absolute cracker of a game. And now we're about to witness even more out here in the map here of Myanmar as we've got our teams locked and loaded. We already see that playing path. 16 teams in here, 59 players. We're missing a couple of teams and a couple of players. But we do not mind. We will be fine. See what I did there? Of course you see what I did there. But anyway, that playing path looking towards that western side again. It was western on the first game. Now it is western again in this game. So we'd already start to see everyone jumping off of the plane. And to be honest, I hope not to see, or I hope to not see, you get it. I just do not want to see that hot drop situation happening out here on the map here of Myanmar. Myanmar is very big. It's not going to be it wouldn't finish as quickly as the Sandhawk game finished. So that being said, welcome to the map here of Myanmar. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. We're already starting to see teams, hop off the plane, get to their, preferred location. We're already looking forward we're already looking at some of these teams not being in a hot drop, so that's good to see. Falcons out there being in Valley de Mar. The zone pushes up towards that north. Well, it's a little bit central though. Yeah, so I would say it's one of the central circles. But given that the playing path was way towards that western side, it's not the best of zones for these teams to play with. And we're already starting to see a little bit of fights. It's Alpha 7. Good to get started. It does look like there's quite a number of teams out there in La Cabrera. Alpha 7 out there in El Pozo in their own engagement. The rest of the teams just looking for vehicles, trying to make their way into their preferred locations. As we're starting to wait, we're starting to see all these fights go on. Well, what we didn't want there in Sandhawk does look like what we'll be seeing out here in the map here of Myanmar, though, as we're already starting to see, fights and ensue all over the place. Gladiators find themselves in a little bit of a skirmish out there in La Cabrera area of the map. Influence came in, find themselves there, or Influence Rage, find themselves also there. Players there from 7th Element are also in that vicinity, so you can tell that it's quite a number of teams that are actually going up against themselves. And Alpha 7, though, really looking to clear out every team, to clear out the team with them out there in El Pozo as they get themselves 4 eliminations to boot. None of their players was lost. Mafioso did get revived, and El Pozo would remain for Alpha 7 for the time being. But then we still have the 3 teams out there in La Cabrera, up there in Los Leones, down there in Los Leones. We still have players there from Raw and A1 looking to be close to each other. But it's Los Leones. I would expect that they might be able to come to a resolve, maybe not fight, but who knows? They might not. I really hope they don't. Because I said, we're trying to save yourself for the late game, really. Get yourself into those final game or final circles. Make sure you know what it feels like. Make sure you can play under, that pressure. That's one thing that we're looking forward to. And yeah, after this game, there'll be one more game before we call it a night. Maybe call it a day. Whichever one, whatever you call it, we might be calling it that. But before we start anticipating that, let's just keep watching this and see what happens. Still the first circle. The Gladiators fight already looking to get started there up towards the north. 7th Element just moving around as one of their players does get knocked. So now they'd have to push up, trying to support the team. Trying to support the player though. The odds of the revive, I do not know. Just look at that player is upstairs, so that revive will be possible. But the Gladiators on the other side of the road, it's going to be hard for them to, you know, really push over or cross to the other side of the road. That's where it starts to get tricky, you know. But yeah, shots coming in through. That's a very nice play coming in through from Federal with the M249. We call it a squad wiper for a reason. As he's able to find 2 knocks coming in through from the side. The Gladiators though completing the sandwich though, getting yet another knock onto the side of 7th Element, and Divine falls. And the Gladiator and Influence Rage combo does look to play out well, but Influence Rage now suffering the huge side of the brunt, as the Gladiators are not stopping anytime soon. They do find one of the players there in Federal who's been knocked and thirsted immediately. Kayowski looking for a little bit of a trade, but it's not going to be happening. The Gladiators holding a very, very long split out there. So they're looking for a little bit of off angles. It's a 3v4 right now out here in La Cabrera. Influence Rage able to get themselves 2 eliminations. The Gladiators with 3. Was a little bit of a combo up against the players there from the 7th Element, and that's definitely not what, you know, they would want, you know, especially going into the tournament here. You want to make sure you're trying to get as many points as possible, because I said after today there's only one more day left really, so you want to make sure that you're making the most out of the games that you have today. You cannot wait for tomorrow. You know, you're gonna try to capitalize, maximize the amount of points that you're able to get there. But it's a relatively slower start for the map there of Miramar, which is what I wanted. 13 teams left. We lost 3 already, but I guess we can work with that as we anticipate the rotations that will be coming in through from the rest of the teams. And right now, starting to see a little bit of shots coming in through. A couple of self-nades also coming in. But it does look like the players there from Raw will find themselves out. And now we're down to 12 teams. Influence Rage still out there in La Cabrera. And I think this is where they might want to start speeding things up. Because we do know Gladiators to be one of those teams that likes to rotate late. So right now it wouldn't really affect the Gladiators, because normally we don't really see them go for early rotations, right? But, you know, right now being out here with Influence Rage being one of those teams that would like to rotate, I'm pretty sure they would enjoy rotating earlier instead of chilling here. Alpha 7 though, really realizing that there's going to be a little bit of a hot drop there though, looking to play gatekeeper, as we see them just lurking around the outskirts there on that northwestern side of the circle. And that is pretty much an interesting play that is coming through from the players there from Alpha 7, not gonna lie. You know, anticipating that there will be at least a hot drop here, and just standing around in the outskirts waiting for, you know, them to move out, you know. But anyway, I can see a lot of people here for A1 Esports, of course. Zer, the purple team. See the Purple Hearts. Love to see that one there. The Gladiators, as I said, 3 eliminations up to their name. Kitsune on 2. TXC seem to be having the last elimination there. And that blue zone already starting to push though. And this is where it starts to get tricky, right? But anyway, we're not going to be talking about this northern fight, at least not for now. Rotations are we're already starting to see across the map. RUKH Esports still out there in Villa de Mal, Cruz de Valley. You know, RUKH Esports being that team that we know from the African region. I know personally, don't really like to go for those early rotations. Right now, seeing that they're already in that first circle, I really wouldn't say they like this one, but at the same time, they do not like it. You know, they're just chilling on that edge. They will be on the edge for the time being. You know. Probably stay on that edge side, stay there, at least stay there till that next zone does pop off, you know? And we're waiting for that next zone. The next zone does center up quite nicely. It's a very small zone, you know, a very, very hard shift if you ask me, as everyone has to now cram themselves into that circle. The blue zone is going to start to damage now, because the players there from Influence Rage are drenched deeply in it. Alpha 7 also finds some of their players in there, looking for a lead of that third party. And I think now this is where it starts to get uncomfortable for whichever team is out here in La Cabrera, because it's a situation of you either have to leave or you have to take that fight as quickly as possible and finish it, because you really cannot waste too much time. And that is what is going on here as we start to see the gladiators clearing from building to building. And I think they can already start to tell that, you know, this is where this player is. Trying to isolate the players. At least they know it for one, they're up against a 3-man team, you know. They did take out some of the players there from 7th Element, so they know that 7th Element is all done. They're down to just the remaining team here. They did get a knock onto one of Influence Rage, so they know that it's just 3 left for Influence Rage. It's now a question of when do they want to push. And you can tell that one of the gladiators is quite close, right? Close to the players there from Influence Rage, and I think it's Matic. Looking to just be downstairs. They're almost sharing the same building. And even Kitsune has a little bit of company there, just trying to make sure all the angles are covered there. Matic now ticking HP, going down. A little too early. Kayowski just holding up. And but this is one of those fights that you just know it's not going to work out for anyone, right? You just know that there's no point to it. And I'm pretty sure both teams actually realize that there really is no point taking this fight. But none of these teams are looking to take that initiative to leave. You can tell that they just want to fight it out. And this is where we start to talk about the bragging rights, you know? Just want to make sure that so you can say you're the one that won this. But Alpha 7, they're already looking to come through for the third party of the century as Revo finds that knock up onto Meku. The instant thirst to follow suit also. So that kind of makes things easier for the side of Influence Rage, but makes things a little bit tricky for the players there from Gladiators, you know, because Gladiators were already skeptical about going for that push to get started with. And now with one of their players getting taken out, this is where it starts to get tricky. Alpha 7 though, 5 eliminations up on board. And it's even interesting to see that they're still in the blue zone looking for more. You know, that's one elimination onto one of those sides there. I believe now is the time that they can decide to leave the situation, you know, try to prioritize the zone more. So as I said, that next zone was pretty much hard. Did go up towards that northwestern side. But the Gladiators looking to get started though with Kitsune. Getting that one knock. NIGMA also somewhere in the center of the circle getting started with A1 Esports. Matic finding another player there from Influence Rage. And Influence Rage now down to the final 2 players in Law and Kayowski. To hold down the fort for them. Alpha 7 still resuming with their rotations. Here Kitsune did find himself that knock. Definitely looking at the player there on the top of the roof. Trying to play that one as safely as possible. Law stands up, tries to take the shots. But the HP bar getting drenched from the off angle coming through from Matic. Kitsune gets that memo though, but the heals need to come through from both teams. And Law still holding up there. And do not be mistaken, there is fights going on elsewhere, but right now in the blue zone, Law still looking for more of the shots, but still losing so much HP. Law overextends, falls. It's now down to the one in Kayowski. They're aware of that position as Kitsune constantly supplying that information. Even Tixi keeping the tabs there on Kayowski on that left-hand side, making sure that escape is not possible. And here comes the push. Tixi from the side, watching that HP bar drench, and there goes more. Kayowski going for the pre-fire, not going to stop. The jump shot coming through from Tixi finds the elimination. 6 eliminations as Gladiators remain on top out here in La Cabrera. Now here comes the tricky part, how to get out of La Cabrera, moving into other parts of the zone. But I do not know how quickly we can switch. There is an intense game currently in the fights there on the south with the players there from Falcons. We did see both teams go against each other in that first game to grab themselves to battle for the chicken dinner. But right now, it is looking like the battle for the domination on the south coming through from Intense Game and Falcons. It does look like Falcons have been reduced to 2 though. It's currently a 2v3 fights that is going on. The Gladiators having at least one bike to use, you know, trying to get out of there. And to be honest, if I were to be that last player there from Influence Rage, instead of trying to find the thirst or trying to find the knock, I would have just, you know, shut the tire of the bike, you know, making sure that they have, even if they do take me out, they have no way or no means of getting back into the zone. You know, that is these are the kind of plays you want to embark on. But out there on the south though, still see Falcons holding up. Alpha 7 still on that northwestern edge. It does look like they might have a little bit of trouble with RUKH ESPORTS. RUKH ESPORTS being one of those teams that I know like to fight on that northern side. Mafioso already finding the first knock though. Not going to be helpful for them. And RUKH ESPORTS looking to condense that split a little bit as we see the remaining of their players get themselves into vehicles. But they do not have that high ground advantage though. And this happens to be around the water treatment of the map, which is not too fun to play. does look like Rookie Sports though. Now getting isolated one after the other though. As Pusher now getting isolated by the remainder of the players there from Alpha 7. Revo still driving around and the shots is being fired though to his position, but Revo is going to stop to pop. 7 eliminations for Alpha 7 though, and can already tell that they're looking to have more fun. That is a grenade coming through from the side of Pusher. Explodes in the sky, would not be able to find any knock just yet, but Alpha 7 though, finding themselves quite a great angles as that blue zone continues to move now. He's about to close up. And Pusher anticipating that movement coming in through. The shots are coming in through, looking for the trace. Damage is done, and he's down to just the one more. But Pusher falls as Mafioso doesn't miss, especially when we start to talk about those long range. Pusher down now for the side of Rookie Sports. The revive not quite looking too possible now, as this is currently stage 4. The Gladiators would go out to the hands there of Genesis Esports. They do get taken out on that western front. Intense game also going out on the south though, as Falcons were match victorious this time. We're down to the final 9 teams. Couple of interesting places left to play in the zone. NASR finding themselves in 1. And Alpha 7 taking total dominance of that northern side, anticipating playing gatekeep for the players there from Rookie Sports. And this is where it starts to get tricky for Rookie Sports. They're down by 1 more player though, it's Pusher. And now they're down to 2 in Rami and Default to hold down the fort. And Alpha 7, a lot of scouting being done really. Now they know where the players there from NASR are. That is pretty much a play that I commend. Rami though is currently being spotted there by Carrillo. You know, pretty much gathering a lot of information though. It's the IGL for the team, so really you don't understand why he has so much information as to what is going on in the game. NASR just holding up to that central position. A1 Esports also towards that center, but a little bit towards the south. Genesis Esports out there chilling on the western front. Guys there from Atomic though and Raw. Still out there on that east. This Rookie Sports looking for a little bit of redemption though. Just finding knock onto the side there of Alpha 7. For Romanian, oh sorry, I don't know if it is Raw, if it is for Romanian boys, men. We'll keep an eye out there. We do see the players there from Raw looking to push up. And Hyper does happen to be the one currently getting pushed though. It's like there's a lot of trouble that is going on there. One player would fall for the side of Raw. NASR Esports just watching from the background. Waits that zone shifts. I was watching a little bit of plays coming through from NASR there though. But anyway, and Hyper down to the last player in Koi who does fall. That's going to be Hacienda del Patron, currently being controlled by REINCE Esports, also known as Raw. They're the ones I've been calling Raw all day. But it's REINCE Esports, or REINCE, or REINCE. You know what? I'm just going to stick with REINCE, you know, for the time being. But REINCE remaining on top there in Hacienda del Patron, holding that eastern front. Alpha 7 completely clearing out the side there of Rookie Sports on the north. And I see 40 in the chat. Hey 40, how are you doing? And I've said I'm a big fan, but I'm getting there. Anyway, Alpha 7 with 9 eliminations though. Looking to have done the most work here. They seem to unlock something out here in the map here of Miramar. And that zone now about to shift one more time. And Genesis Esports currently really looking for something to do. Waiting and hoping for that zone to push towards their ends. As they start to take a couple of shots towards Alpha 7 though, Top G able to find that one knock. And that zone does set up quite nicely. It's going to be A1 Esports and NASR Esports to be thankful for that one. I know. Fortunately, we missed that clutch there coming through from P6. But hey, still see the Falcons alive though, holding up on that southern edge of things. Down to just 3 players, so they're holding up quite nice. But anyway, CFMG get to get into the zone. Something about CFMG seems very, very familiar, right? It's almost like I know this team. Were they? You know what? I'm not going to say my thoughts that are currently going up right now. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it to me. But anyway, Falcons now We saw them inch so close to a chicken dinner in that Sandhawk game. But right now, they were able to take out an intense game. Who stood in their way, though, for the chicken dinner in the last game? So, you know, seeing them take them out now, it's almost like, okay, this was the squad that took us out earlier, you know. And now we've taken them out, so it's a tit for tat. Now they're feeling more confident, you know. Miramar being one of the strongest maps there for the Falcons, you know. Seeing the Falcons enjoy that map the most. We saw them really show us what they were capable of doing out there in the PMWI. You know, we saw them win almost all Miramar games that they were involved in. And that is just a very admirable play. I mean, not just because of it is admirable, but also because of the fact that they're from Africa, you know. Or they represent the Africa region, you know, putting a little bit of EXP up on board, or XP up on board. But still, it was such a nice showing. And seeing that they're in the PMGC this year, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Team Falcons will perform in that PMGC. Let me know what you think in the chat, really. You know, how do you think Falcons are going to fare in PMGC? We saw them last year actually make it, I believe they made it to last chance. You know, so let's see. This year, will they be able to make it into the final straight? Left to me, I think they can. Doing quite well of recent. It's admirable plays that we've been seeing from them. And let me know, which of these teams are you looking forward to in the PMGC, you know? I was looking at the groups there of PMGC. Really, I do not know. I don't know what group I can call the group of death, because all the groups really look like group of death to me, you know? They're just filled with, like, a lot of teams. Like, I'm looking at the teams that are in all the groups and I'm like, whoa, this is going to be tough, you know? But let me know in the chat, though. I know many people do say Group Green is the group of that, you know, but I don't know. Group Red was looking quite scary, and even the yellow group was also looking scary too, you know. Especially seeing the teams that actually did qualify to those groups coming through from the European Championships, right? And also the PMRC, the Japan versus, the China versus SEA. You know, that just changed the dynamics of things. But I'm going to leave that talk for later. We do see Falcons in another engagement, though, this time on the Western Front with the side of Genesis Esports. Genesis Esports down to 2. As West Carry and Top G looking to hold down the fort for the rest of the team. A1 and B looking to do a little bit of third-party action as the Falcons are now down to 2 in Tikan's P6. And 40, you're in the chat. Is it P6 or is it Psych? You know, I really would like to know, right? Like, is it P6? How do you pronounce his name? If it is P6, I want you to write P and number 6. If it is Psych, I want you to put out PSI, you know, KE or something. But just something, how to pronounce the name, really. I feel like I've been getting it wrong, but at the same time, I feel like I've been getting it right. So is it P6 or is it Psych? Let me know. Hopefully you reply. Hopefully you hear this. But Falcons, though, 4 eliminations. They're holding up on that Western Front. We do see Teak out there in the center of the circle. NASR Esports still alive in this one. Not really sure how many eliminations they have so far. They need to be quiet. But out there on that southeastern, or sorry, make that the southwestern edge, we do have you know, REINCE Esports or REINCE. Oh my God, I'm sorry. But we don't have REINCE Esports looking to finish off the rest of the players there from I forget what team it was, but ultimately they did finish the fight. It does look like it's the players here from Genesis Esports doing the most work in this game. It was previously Alpha 7, but we've actually seen Alpha 7 get eliminated, you know. With Alpha 7 out, they did do quite the number. I believe they were up to like 9 or 10 eliminations before they went out. So right now it is Genesis Esports just looking to wreak havoc on the lobby. We're down to the final 5 teams. 15 players still left alive. Starting to see those rotations coming through Top G. And this is what I'm saying. Even Genesis Esports kind of see. You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna bother about it. They're Genesis Esports. They're Genesis Esports. Whether I know the name or I don't know the names, they are Genesis Esports. But were they Genesis Esports? I do not know. P6 though, taking a nade there from the side of A1 Esports. It's A1 getting that grenade to land up onto the side of P6 there on the south. It also looked like NASR had a little bit of the shots though, so NASR already pushing towards that end also. REINCE Esports is also somewhere in the side as Rainbow does get knocked down. Looks like it's a lot of nades coming in through from NASR. That's a sexy one from Xenox to find yet another knock. But the side there of Rainbow, or sorry, make that REINCE, they're not resting, they're not relenting. Xenox still very low on HP now. And we see another grenade being prepped up towards his position now, and it's a good one to find the knock. The revive will come through from the side of REINCE Esports, already up to 9 eliminations though, and they might just continue up on that push. You know what? They don't need to. As that will be the entirety of NASR getting taken out instantly there. Now the side of REINCE have to face off against Alpha 7, or sorry, make that against A1NB. As A1NB has just been in that outskirts watching all these fights go on. I'm just trying to see the pronunciation of the name. It is REINCE. 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 I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop right now. Apologies. But hey, we're down to the final 4 teams. Zone is getting smaller and smaller. We have a little bit of Hacienda del Patron, or actually make that a little bit of the northern edge of oh, that's a good nade. This has to be a good nade. This has to be a knock. He's not getting the knock there, and the players there from REINCE, they're just trying to scour, trying to run, but little do they know, this angle being held by K9, it's just too good. The nades are landing, and here comes the push. Sinister coming in from the side, but more grenades currently landing from the side of K9, and the nades are still landing. The revive is looking to come through, but those nades not quite finding the knock now. Another Molotov to follow now as K9 currently exposed to the players there from REINCE, and I do not know one way or the other. REINCE just refused to lose players, because I really do not know how they did not go out there. But anyway, we don't have a little bit of third-party action now. Genesis Esports find themselves one knock there. Players there from REINCE having been forced now to go for a revive, another revive. You know, having players lost to the knocks right now. It's almost like all eyes on the players there from REINCE. REINCE. Oh my god, I need to stop. But yeah, another revive coming in through. The blue zone also coming in hot. They'll have to grab that revive quickly. They still have one vehicle in commission now. We're starting to see them smoke up, and I think it's going to be a crash up onto the side there of A1NB that they want to do there. Genesis Esports down to just the 2, and we can already see Master Ichi pushing up towards the side here of Teak. And Teak is going to stand up to find this knock real soon. As Ichi just trying to find himself a knock. Here comes the shot there from Puncher. The player down to 1 HP. Or make that Teak. Teak has done so much work. And Master Ichi feeling very, very confident there. Goes for the push and finds the knock. Finds the confirm. That'll be a GG well played. REINCE also go out in the meanwhile. 11 eliminations to Genesis Esports, and now they're in a 2v2 situation. They are the only team that has the zone, but AI, or sorry, make that A1 Esports, looking to grab a revive onto their players though before they continue up on this fight. And here comes Top G though, definitely aware of this fight that is going on, threads the grenade through. And it's a good nade to land, but not any good nade to find any damage though. It's now a 3v2 situation. But the players there from Genesis Esports, they know they have the zone. You know the players there from A1 Esports would have to move. And that is what they're just watching again. Looking forward to watch them move. And Top G still holding up on that off angle to the edge. Waiting peacefully for this team to make their exits. But they can just move from buildings to buildings. There's quite a lot of space for the players there from A1 Esports to play with. And with the numbers advantage that they have, it's only going to make things, you know, more hard for the side of Genesis Esports. As Genesis is just waiting, awaiting the moves. Master Ichi has got an off angle. And it's just waiting to see if the players there from A1 Esports are going to leave. They just await that one. The smoke's now currently being deployed by A1 Esports. Master Ichi watching that move, trying to spray into the smoke to find a couple of knocks, but none to be found, at least not just yet. Master Ichi looking to move now, but that is not the play. K9 spots that player on the move, does a lot of damage now. And I believe that is the entry. That is the advantage that the side there of A1 Esports just need. Master Aichi, a little bit of an overextend coming in through as K9 now starts to move, but the shots coming in from behind. Top G looking for a little bit of a knock, but cannot find any. Sinister though peeks out, finds that beautiful knock, and there is no trade for the time being. Genesis Esports in a lot of trouble. Top G's position is definitely exposed, but down to the final zone. And there's no way this revive is going to come through. But hey, Top G has found himself a vehicle. Groza in the hand. 2 grenades also to work with. Molotov down to the stairs to look for a little bit of a knock. But not quite able to find any though. Trying to buy himself a little bit of time. That's a good grenade. Does a little bit of damage. But the Molotov preventing the move. But it's the DBO. Sorry, make that the Groza in the hands there of Top G. Good for 1, make that 2. But from behind, will get spotted. A1 Esports overshadow Genesis with the number. And they get themselves the second chicken dinner of the day. It almost looked like they were going to lose it for a quick moment. But they stayed true to their cause. Not relenting, not giving up. Making sure they stay towards the end. And that is such a play. That was such a play coming through from the side of A1 Esports. So close there. Really close for the side of Top G. Almost got that clutch. It was in a 1v3. And he did get 2. That Groza is such a devastating weapon. Tearing out the players there from A1 Esports, but A1 remaining on top, getting themselves that chicken, and I love to see that one. Genesis Esports did quite a lot of work, but second place is what they would have to go for, settle for in this game. A1 Esports holding up with what? That is 9 eliminations coming through their name. Or sorry, make that REINCE with 9 eliminations. And we see the side there of FALCONS also getting themselves elims. Beautiful plays coming in through. Actually, FALCONS finishing with 4 elims. Side of NASR also doing 2. CFMG in 6th place with none. Alpha 7 in 7th place with, what is that? 5, 9 eliminations. NIPA in 8th with 1. RUKH Sports in 9th with no eliminations to their name. The Gladiators getting an early engagement there. They got 6 eliminations before going out in 10th. INTENCE game going out to that wonderful clutch coming in through from P6 though. Go out in 11th with 1. Influence Rage in 12th with 2. Side there of Team QUESO only coming in with 1 player though. Only able to get to 13th position. And then we do have NBES finishing 15th with none. And SPG finishing 16th with no eliminations. And really, SPG, this is not what I would have expected from you. So Snowix, if you're watching, come on. I know you can do this. That is something that, I know they're really, really capable of doing. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the that is the 3rd game of the day. Remember, once again, we did miss the first game. This is the 3rd game that we've just watched. So you know what it means? It means we've got 1 more game of Erangel left before we complete today. But that being said, I will be right back with more of the 8-hour Stars Cup action. See you guys in Erangel. Do not go anywhere.
Gentlemen, in the mix.
Ah, welcome back to the 8 Stars Cup. The name is Crowns. I'm saying, I don't know if you can see to my face, probably I'm still smiling. But okay, no, I'm no longer smiling. Anyway, but that being said, so unfortunately, that's going to be the end of the day right now. We had 3 games today. Unfortunately, we're only able to watch 2, but I'm just glad that we're able to watch, Sandhawk and Miramar today. So that is just good news for me. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to keep an eye out on 8R Stars Corp or 8R Organization's Instagram, just so you can see that tomorrow is the final days, and this time I am telling you there will be 5 games tomorrow. So be sure to pull up tomorrow, same time, same place, and we'll be able to watch and see which one of these teams would emerge victorious and take home that trophy. But once again, I apologize for the inconvenience today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your time. And that being said, my name is Grounds. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the rest of the 8R Stars Cup. Bye-bye.